Mason, while renovating his century-old family home, stumbled upon an old, tattered cloth hidden deep within the chimney. Its intricate patterns and unusual texture piqued his curiosity, compelling him to seek an expert's opinion on this unexpected find. But when the expert examines what's wrapped inside the cloth, his stunned expression and hushed words, "This can't be true," send shivers down Mason's spine. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. Mason had bought the home after a lengthy search and many open houses. He wanted a house with character. And boy, did this house have it. But what made the home so great also came with complications. The house needed a lot of work. After planning the renovation and getting everything ready, it was time to rip the house apart. It was a big job, but Mason was lucky enough to get the help of his friends and family. Together, they ripped out the old carpets, cleaned up left-behind trash, and even removed some of the walls. As Mason was busy demolishing the fire mantle, he couldn't help but look inside the chimney. The house was so full of stuff that he just figured the former owner could have stuffed some things in there too. As he crouched down and looked inside, he saw a strange object covered in black char. He didn't think much of it at first. That was until he took it out of the chimney. The object was actually a piece of cloth wrapped around something. Mason cleaned the char off as well as he could, and almost immediately knew he had found something extraordinary. The cloth wasn't like any sort of material he had seen before and looked very old. It also had a beautiful pattern all over it, which piqued his curiosity even more. This was something Mason had to learn more about, so he quickly searched online if there was an antique expert nearby. To his surprise, there was an antique expert only a 30-minute drive away. There was no time to waste, so Mason's friends and family continued the clean-out and demolition while Mason got in his truck and drove to the expert. Finally, he arrived at the expert's shop. As Mason stood outside, he noticed how quiet it was inside. There were no customers at all, but he would soon find out why. As he opened the door, a little bell jingled. Mason was immediately hit with a musty smell, which wasn't all that strange for an antique store. However, what was strange was that no one came to help him. "Hello?" Mason called out, but no one answered. He walked around the store for a while, looking at all the antiques and their different prices. "Oh, hello," a man wearing a strange hat said as he saw Mason. "Oh, hello," the man said, tipping his quirky hat. Mason could barely hide his surprise. The visitor introduced himself as Hans Therensen, an antique expert known for his peculiar taste in hats and even more peculiar expertise. Hans glanced around, his eyes adjusting to the shop's ambiance. Hans peered through a magnifying glass, examining the cloth's intricate details, with Mason watching intently. Mason's curiosity bubbled over, questions tumbling out, one after another. What era? What purpose? Each query reflected the suspense hanging between them. Gently, Hans began to unwrap the cloth, each movement deliberate, revealing glimpses of the hidden contents beneath. The unwrapping came to a sudden halt as a peculiar sound pierced the silence, freezing both Hans and Mason in their tracks. Hans, momentarily overcome, whispered, "This can't be true," his voice barely audible. The words hung in the air, a breathless utterance marking a pivotal moment of disbelief and wonder. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Mason urged Hans to continue, the excitement palpable in his voice. "Keep going," he said, his eyes alight with the thrill of the unknown. Hans led Mason into a modern laboratory, its sleek surfaces and advanced equipment a stark contrast to the dusty shelves of the antique shop. This was no ordinary artifact. It demanded scientific scrutiny. Surrounded by technology designed to unravel the mysteries of the past, the artifact seemed even more out of place. A tangible link to history amidst a sea of modernity. The final removal of the cloth was approached with bated breath as Hans's hands hovered over the artifact. As the cloth lifted, the anticipation reached its peak. Mason and Hans stood on the cusp of history, their hearts racing with the promise of a groundbreaking discovery. Outfitted in protective gear, Mason stood ready, embodying the preparation for an important revelation. As the artifact was unveiled, Mason's awe deepened alongside the narrative suspense. The object, though still partially obscured, hinted at a bygone era, offering a tangible connection to the past. Mason's question to Hans bridged their initial curiosity to the realization of the discovery's importance. "Do you understand what this means?" he asked, his voice laden with awe. This inquiry was not just about the artifact's historical significance, but its impact on their understanding of history, signaling a shift from mere curiosity to a profound appreciation of their find. The artifact, now partially unveiled, promised to rewrite chapters of history, its value immeasurable in both academic and monetary terms. Hans carefully lifted the cloth, revealing the coin collection. "These aren't just any coins," he began, his voice filled with reverence. "They're from an era that changed history." He explained the collection's origins, each coin a testament to human civilization. Among them, a rare coin caught Mason's eye. "This coin," Hans explained, "is directly linked to a pivotal moment in history." Mason held it, feeling its profound historical weight. Hans's expertise highlighted the collection's immense historical and monetary value. One particular coin completed a renowned set, adding both rarity and significance. "This piece," Hans said, "has been missing from known sets." Mason realized the discovery's potential impact, reshaping his understanding of their find. The coin's value exceeded Mason's expectations, igniting dreams of a transformed future. The lab buzzed with excitement, the discovery's significance palpable. Mason and Hans decided to collaborate, recognizing the need for historical preservation and financial wisdom. Together, they meticulously documented each coin's history and value, laying the groundwork for unveiling their find to the public. Experts authenticated the coins, ensuring their proper care and historical validation. Consultations with historians and curators emphasized the collection's importance, not just as a monetary asset, but as a bridge to the past. Mason and Hans listened closely, determined to honor the coin's legacy. After careful deliberation, they decided to house the collection in a museum, ensuring its preservation and educational value. Plans for an exhibit began to take shape, aiming to captivate and educate visitors about history and discovery. The sale of the collection to a renowned museum marked the culmination of their journey, transforming their accidental find into a celebrated piece of history. The museum, known for its dedication to preserving historical artifacts, was the perfect home for their find, promising the care and attention the collection deserved. The museum's commitment to the preservation of the coin collection was clear from the start. By employing state-of-the-art conservation techniques and dedicating resources to research, the museum ensured that the historical significance of the coins would be honored and preserved for generations. This dedication affirmed Mason and Hans's decision, giving them confidence in the collection's lasting legacy. With the sale complete, attention turned to the upcoming exhibit. This exhibit promised not just to display the coins, but to share their story with a wider audience, enhancing public understanding of history. The museum's curators worked closely with Mason and Hans to design an exhibit that would capture the imagination and curiosity of visitors, promising a unique educational experience. As the exhibit opening approached, Mason and Hans prepared to share their incredible story. Their presentation would bridge their personal adventure with the historical significance of the discovery. They hoped to inspire others with their tale of curiosity, luck, and the joy of uncovering a piece of the past, emphasizing the importance of preserving history. The exhibit opening was a celebration of the coin collection's journey from an unexpected discovery to a historical treasure. Attendees were captivated by the story of Mason and Hans's find and the museum's efforts to preserve and share it. The event marked the culmination of a remarkable tale, highlighting the impact of their discovery on historical preservation and public knowledge.